Good evening and welcome to the Standards of Geekness YouTube page. My name's Evan. Tonight we're going to be reviewing Bixie's winning deck list from this past week's Ursa Day tournament. It had, I believe, 897 people in the event. It's the Menace, known as DarkRai Giratina. This is the standard version. It's not the Arceus EX version that I played earlier this week, that I do believe is slightly better positioned in the mirror. Given how Bixie's event went, it was really strong and performed really well for him. This deck preys upon the Psychic 17 trainer deck that relies on Giratina and Dawn to kind of like ramp into Mewtwo. That said, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck list. We've got 2 copies of Giratina EX, 2 copies of DarkRai EX, your only Pokemon, that's all you need. 2 potions, 2 Pokeballs, 2 capes, 2 helmets, 2 researches, 1 Sabrina, 2 Leafs, 1 Cyrus, 2 Pokemon Center Ladies. It's pretty straightforward. You're only playing the Dark Energy. Let's go ahead and jump into some games. As always, we're just going to do some sample solo games just to give you guys a feel for the deck. And then I'm planning, hopefully, this weekend get a little away from me, but I'm hoping that I can do some streaming maybe tomorrow night or Thursday night this week. First and foremost, I am a father, so my responsibility to my son will always come first. Let's go ahead and let's see here. We'll do the Pikachu EX deck from our last deck profile, which you can find over on our YouTube page, is Gyarados EX. We also have the DarkRai EX, Arceus EX, and Giratina EX deck that I featured as well. The reason that you might be wondering why is he not just showing ranked games, with solo games, I'm able to better demonstrate what the deck is capable of doing. Ranked games, there's a lot more decision making. I would prefer to do that live streaming because I can discuss decision points. Okay, well, we're going second, so let's put some pressure here going. And this deck has the ability to ramp into Pikachu EX pretty easily. It's actually very deceptively powerful. That said, it's solo mode. It's not always going to be the best thing it can do. Just to prevent us from getting one-shotted here. The one thing I noticed in Bixie's list that's different from some of the ones I've seen online is he's not playing Dawn. There's a pretty big advantage to using Dawn. Just being able to like turn to add the threat energy and attack with either Arceus if you're playing that version, or DarkRai EX because it only needs 2 darkness energy. Okay. Okay. You're gonna do 30? Take it like a champ. Place the cape on Giratina. We're not under an immediate pressure. Go ahead and Pokemon Center Lady just to heal it up. Would have liked to actually see a copy of the helmet here because I think the helmet would have kind of made them think twice about attacking. Seeing a copy of Research would have been great too. They're trying to actually probably dig for their copy of Pikachu EX, but I don't think we're going to see that from them in this game. I'll put that energy there. And this Electrode actually can be an interesting decision point. We're just going to go ahead and start attacking. We're not under any immediate threat. We could take out basically everything that they're doing. They could have the Pawmont next turn. That card is actually having 0 retreat on a stage 2 is very interesting as well. Okay, well, If I had to wager, they're probably going to send out that stage 1. Oh, no, they're going to go with the Electrode line. Interesting. Okay. I guess they could retreat into it. Okay. GG's, I guess, to the computer. It's going to be a third free point. This deck's just super powerful, super tanky. The reason that I believe the RCCX version is slightly better is your ability to just win the mirror. That said, this version is slightly more consistent. You're kind of giving up some consistency versus power dynamic when you do that. It's obviously the RCCX shell is more powerful, but having more Pokemon means less trainers, less supporters, means you have less options. That said, picking up the clean victory there. And we'll go ahead and play against the Giratina X2. And we are a fan of Bob's Burgers on this podcast YouTube page, so that is why you see the name Tina Belcher's Combo. I'm also a huge Magic the Gathering nerd and love playing Goblin Charbelcher. Going second, okay. Overall, can't really argue with that. We got Giratina EX to start. Yeah, this will be interesting. And they've got theirs. Cool. They've got their card draw, so we could be in for a rough game, actually. We could probably lose this. The deck can generate. I mean, once it gets the Giratina X going, it can get a little out of hand. That said, Bellow. We're able to get the energy advantage. The problem is now they're going to get up to 3 energy. They'll be able to start attacking before we can. We can buy some time. If we can get a DarkRai in the next turn or some card draw into some DarkRais, that could help us too. Speak of the devil, then they shall appear. Research. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hopefully we snag DarkRai. No, Giratina X. Okay, could be worse, could be worse. And they could have the red shenanigans too. There are games where you can just lose to just not drawing Darkrai. That is the downside to this deck too. It's a little bit less robust. We go down to 40. They go to. We're gonna go ahead and Leaf. They could have the copy of Cyrus. Let's go ahead and. Oh, we can't Pokemon Lady. Well, we can Potion. They've got the Cyrus or Sabrina. They've got it. There's nothing we can do in regards to that. Their turn. And they've got their Alakazam, so it's not looking good for the hometown team here. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna Lady here. Still not exactly great. Yeah, we're basically dead. I'm pretty sure with this deck here. Yeah, because they're gonna drop their Alakazam, hit for 80. We've got no psychic energy.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the way the game breaks. You can't help the RNG gods wanting to fuck you over. And then, yeah, because we're basically dead on our next turn with no psychic energy. All right, GG's computer. Well played. Didn't draw the DarkRai apparently. And that's something that like the Drudagon versions. Oh, now you show up to. All right. Well, we will play another one. That said, you can't help how the cards draw. Um, Obviously, the deck's super consistent most of the time, but nothing's perfect. Let's choose a different one. We'll do Tinkaton. I wish Clodsire EX was actually good. Arceus EX really just pushes poisoned and burned completely out of the meta. Um, okay, we're going first with Giratina EX. Okay, could be worse. Yeah, we want the second one. We draw Helmet this game. Yeah, a little better start. We at least can draw into our DarkRai to start kind of pressuring. That's gas. This is about as good of a hand as this deck could ask for. Sequencing matters. Play our research. Okay, Leaf and Helmet. Even better. That is cash money. Helmet. Hmm. We'll load you up. Because this way, if they hit for 10, we hit for 20. We could load up the energy there on that main one. I'm not super concerned by that. Okay. Guess I'll do 20, we'll do 20, but I think it just favors us to do that. Yeah, because now they're in a position where I'm going to hit them for 20. Yeah, I probably actually should have put the first psychic energy there, but that's okay. And let's go ahead and bellow here correctly this time. Yeah, because then if they swing, Helmet picks them off, and then we can start putting pressure on things. See, now we're going to be able to just immediately pick this off, pick up a free point without having to attack. Yeah, because it would have been smarter to focus on the one with the helmet. That's my bad. Nobody's perfect. We'll take that. Um, do we just leave here and start attacking? Yeah. Normally, I probably would just sit back and wait. But this lets us just pick up another easy point, and then yeah, because they'll go up to 2 energy there. They won't be able to attack with it. And then we'll start putting energy here. And now they just can't attack, period. And on our next turn, we'll be able to pick that off and pick up the 3-point without having to swing. This is kind of emblematic of this meta, honestly. Since the release of Giratina and DarkRai, it's just been emblematic of the whole meta as a whole. Tails, oh, they're flipping coins like they're trying to do Misty on me. Cape. We don't have Cyrus, so not really point there. Let's go ahead and we'll pick that up. All right, well, that will do it for this deck profile and this gameplay. Obviously, it's a super powerful deck. I mean, Bixie went through 13 rounds, won the big event, beating Giratina 17 trainer in the finals. This deck is a perfect predator to that deck, in my opinion. Just having access to DarkRai with the continuous pressure. You know, there is an argument, I think, for one copy of Dawn, maybe over one of the other trainers or one of the other items. You probably don't want to cut either helmet or cape, but there's a world where I could see cutting one of the Leafs or one of the Pokemon Center ladies, probably the second copy of Leaf, for a singleton of that. Just the ability to be able to use that effect. That said, it's still a really fun deck to play. I've played it a little bit in ranked. It's pretty fun. And as always, make sure you leave hit the subscribe button, and make sure you give us a follow over on Big Dog Gaming 001 on Twitch. And let us know in the comments what type of decks you want to see on the channel. I have access to basically everything in the game. I'm more than willing to feature anything that I can. Have a good night.